We are going to review identifying the slope and y-intercept of a line from an equation, and then we're going to use that information to graph a line. So, the way this equation is given to me, it's given to me in slope-intercept form. That means that it looks like y equals mx plus b. If you remember, m represents our slope, and b represents our y-intercept. Our y-intercept we always write as an ordered pair, so to remind myself of that, I'm going to set myself up with some parentheses and a comma. So now, the most important thing when identifying your slope is that the sign comes with your number. So your slope, if you look at the y equals mx plus b equation, you'll notice that it is slope times x. So I'm going to look at whatever is being multiplied by x in this equation. Here, that's negative 2. The slope of this line is negative 2. It's not negative 2x, it's just negative 2. Next, I'm going to try to identify my y-intercept, and I know I need to write it as an ordered pair. Every y-intercept has an ordered pair that starts with 0. Every y-intercept has an x-coordinate of 0. So now, again, just like with your slope, whatever sign is in front of this number here comes with it. So this is negative 4 or minus 4. So my y-intercept is 0, negative 4. So now I'm going to look at a graph. I know that my slope is negative 2 and my y-intercept is 0, negative 4. I'm just going to rewrite that to help myself remember. The first thing I need to do is plot this point. So I go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 4. That's my y-intercept. And now my slope is negative 2. So if you remember, slope is rise over run. So if I wanted to write negative 2 as a fraction, I could write it as negative 2 over 1. So this is my rise over run. So I'm going to rise negative 2. That means I'm going to go down 2 spaces. And I'm going to run positive 1. So that means I'm going to go over to the right 1. So that would be the next point on the line. I'm going to do that a couple more times to give myself a couple points to work with so that it's easier to draw my line. I'm going to grab a ruler because we always draw lines with a ruler. I'm going to add arrows to my graph. And there's my line. So that's how you can use your slope and your y-intercept to graph your line. Let's do another one where the equation that you're given is maybe not given to you in slope-intercept form. So maybe I have x plus y equals 2. So this equation is not given to me in slope-intercept form. And I know because slope-intercept form looks like y equals mx plus b. But I can get it to look like this by simply subtracting x from both sides. So when I do that, I get y equals negative x plus 2. Remember, you're always going to want to write that chunk with x in it first. So now I can identify my slope and my y-intercept, which again gets written as an ordered pair. And if you'll remember from the last example we did, I can automatically put a 0 here because any y-intercept, the x value is always 0. So now I'm going to look for my slope. Whatever number is being multiplied by x, that's my slope. So I don't have a number here, I just have a negative. Whenever I see just a negative out in front of x, that means that it's negative 1 times x. So my slope here is negative 1. Now I'm going to look for my b, my y-intercept. Here I have a positive 2, so the ordered pair of my y-intercept is going to be 0, positive 2. So now I'm going to take that information again, and I'm going to use it to graph my line. So once again, my M is -1, and my B is 0, +2. So this means I'm going to go 0, 2. There's my y-intercept. And I need to know my slope as rise over run. So I can write this number as a fraction by just putting it over 1. So this means that I'm going to rise -1, so I'm going to go down 1, and I'm going to go +1, which is 1 to the right. I'm going to do that a couple more times. So now I have many points to make sure my line is accurate. I'm going to take my ruler, draw my line, and remember my arrows. And that's how you take an equation, identify your slope and your intercept, and graph it.